What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching the Ragin Ronin review. I got a review for you. I'm going to be reviewing seasons 1 and 2 of Cobra Kai. Actually, I'm just going to give you my general impressions about the first 2 seasons, just because it showed up on Netflix a few weeks ago, and I just binged through them. Like, originally, this series was on YouTube Red, but it was on YouTube for free for the first 2 episodes, and then afterwards you have to pay for a YouTube Red subscription. I wasn't going to do that because I already got Netflix, I got Amazon Prime, and then, I didn't really feel like paying for another subscription when the only thing I want to watch was just one series. So I'm so happy that after 2 years of its original release from 2018, they finally brought it over to Netflix, and then I binged right through it, and I'm so glad I did because, like, I couldn't even if I didn't want to binge through it, it was impossible because that was such a great series. I'm telling you, that was a great series. I was addicted to it. I was completely hooked. And I'll tell you that if you watch the original Karate Kids, like 1, 2, and 3, especially 1, you will absolutely love this series. It combines with the new with the old, the classic with the fresh, and just a really good balance of both. It's the old school and the new school, and man, it was so great to see this story continue, because like I'm a fan of the original Karate Kid, and I actually really love and enjoyed the Karate Kid that the Jackie Chan one with Jaden Smith, right? But this has nothing to do with that. I just love the idea, the concept of it, where it's this kid moves into a new neighborhood and then he gets bullied and then he learns martial arts and fights back. Like, I love that because, well, I think a lot of kids will relate to it because a lot of kids were bullied in school, and this is essentially the theme of this series and this movie, this franchise. It's got bullying as the main theme of it. That will always be the theme of this film. Every single episode is centered on bullying. So it's always there, okay? And I think a lot of like audiences that watch it will connect with that because these are kids that want to fit in. These are characters that want to belong. They want to find some sort of belonging and then overcome these aggressive and impossible odds. So it's kind of like the underdog kind of thing, which we always root for the underdog, right? And then it's important that you watch the Karate Kid 1, but if you watch 2 and 3, that's also good because that helps a little bit. But as long as you've seen the original one where you meet the original characters, Ralph Macchio as Daniel LaRusso and William Zabka as Johnny Lawrence, then you're good, okay? Now, if you haven't seen the original Karate Kids, that's still okay because this is still a good series regardless because they introduced brand new characters. But of course there are a lot of Easter eggs and callbacks and tributes to the original. So that will definitely help a lot. And if you haven't seen the originals, do check them out. And as a matter of fact, why don't you rewatch Cobra Kai after you've seen the Karate Kid, because the original Karate Kid's on Netflix. I don't know anything about the female remake with the continuation with Hilary Swank. I don't know anything about that. Never seen that one. I might just check it out. But anyways, let's talk about Cobra Kai. So this takes place many years. I don't even know, like 30 plus years after the original. And we see the stories, the continuing stories of the lives of Daniel LaRusso and Johnny Lawrence and what happened after that crane kick. And it really changed their lives. Daniel LaRusso became a successful owner of this auto group, LaRusso Auto Group, and then Johnny Lawrence became not really anything, and it really changed his life. And what's great about this series is the characters. The characters, all right? I like the story, but it's not the story that really compels me, to watch this movie. It's the characters. I just want to see what ends up happening to these characters. I love these characters. They're so beloved and adorable. Like, you just want to see them succeed, whatever it is. And the beauty of this series is that there are no bad guys. There is an antagonist. There is an antagonist element, but it keeps on switching around. Like, you don't even know who the antagonist really is, because you root for every single character. It doesn't matter if it's Daniel LaRusso. It doesn't matter if it's Johnny Lawrence. It doesn't matter if it's all these new characters get introduced. You root for every single character. You're invested in every single character. Even there's these characters that are clearly bad, but they're not really bad to begin with. And that's the beauty of it, because it really shows you that there aren't really any, like, bullies in this movie. I mean, sure, there are bullies in this series, but they weren't bullies before. They became that way, and it stems from this saying from Pat Morita. I mean, rather, Mr. Miyagi saying that there's no bad student, only bad teacher. And the only bad teacher that ever existed in this franchise was John Kreese. And, you know, he is the origins of all this bullying, all this badness, this antagonist element. He's the origins of that, and that kind of transcended to Johnny Lawrence. And then when Johnny Lawrence decides that he wants to open up his own Cobra Kai studio, then it transcends to his students. So it's like a vicious cycle, right? But we're still seeing these good students. We're seeing good students who end up going through this dark path. It's almost like Star Wars, you know, where you have these Jedis go, you know, they can either lead the path to the light, which is the Force, or the dark side, which is the Sith, right? So I see the comparisons there, and it's such a great series, because it's a perfect blend of action, drama, comedy, and romance. You got the teen romance there. You definitely got the martial arts action, and you got a lot of this comedy, which comes from this. It's almost like this fish out of water type themes, because Johnny Lawrence is so out of touch with not so much reality, but modern times. He's still living in the 80s. He still drives a Pontiac. He loves his Pontiac. He doesn't know what a smartphone is. So I love these aspects about his character, because it really shows you that they're really balancing the old with the new. And then he has to still get in touch with modern times, but he's having a hard time with it, and what's trending these days, and how kids are, and what they love. And he's constantly, you know, teaching them stuff about the 80s, where the kids are teaching them about like modern times. It's a really, really fun ride. It's a fun adventure. And I'll tell you this, the martial arts sequences are great. They're absolutely great. When I first saw the first fight, I was thinking to myself, this looks kind of cheesy for martial arts action that's made during this time. It should look a little bit more hard-hitting, more high energy, more fast-paced, right? But I actually love the way it was shot. I love the way it's choreographed. It does look a little bit cheesy, and it reminds you of the way it was back in the 80s. Like, they meant to make it like that, and it's not meant to look like like John Wick. It's not meant to look like Bourne Identity, you know, Jason Bourne. It's meant to look like the same way it looked back in the original Karate Kid, and I love that about it. And then the fights just get better and better and better, and more vicious and aggressive, and it's like this build up towards these big fights and these tournaments. It's really, really great. And I love, like I said, I love the characters. I love the characters. I can't wait to see season 3. I feel like I'm in a bit of withdrawal. You know, when a series that is so good ends, you don't know what to watch, and you want to return back to these characters. You want to see where these characters end up. You just can't get enough of them. Season 3 is coming next year in 2021. I freaking can't wait for it. And I'll tell you that the last time I was emotionally invested in a martial arts scene was watching an Ip Man film with Donnie Yen. Okay, like, those were really emotionally driven fights. I was actually getting pretty emotional, like, watching these characters hurt each other. I'm serious. I was so emotionally invested in these characters. I love both characters that are fighting, all the characters that are fighting, and then I felt heartbroken, like genuinely heartbroken, because I had to see these characters that I love fight each other. And it was tough to watch, but it was like I was rooting for both of them. I wanted both of them to win. I wanted both of them to succeed, but only one of them can win. And I was like, oh my God. Like, I literally had those types of reactions. This is a wonderful series, and I've never seen anything like that where you can root for characters like that. And I have absolutely no complaints about this series at all, and because I just love it so much. It is so well done. It is so well written that that these characters are will make you feel that way, and you can tell that the filmmakers, the creators of this series, are definitely huge fans of the Karate Kid. And I'm so glad that Daniel LaRusso, William Zabka and Ralph Macchio decided to take on this project, because it wouldn't be the same without them. I wouldn't have wanted them to just make a remake using those themes. I wanted them to continue the story where it left off. And speaking of themes, I'm so glad that they brought back a lot of callbacks to the original. Like, for example, having the original music, constant reminders of Mr. Miyagi. Excuse me. And also talking about balance, and then wax on, wax off, bringing back the car the truck that Mr. Miyagi gifted to Daniel LaRusso, bonsai trees, so many things, so many of the themes that were so dominant in the originals, those are all here. Those are all in this series, and it's just so nostalgic. And yeah, what more can I say? What a great series. Absolutely check it out. Binge through it. Like, watch it from beginning to end non-stop. Like, you won't be able to get away from this series. It is so good, and I'm just going to give it a 10 out of 10. One of the best series that I've ever seen. Really, I don't watch a lot of TV series, but this is definitely like a really, really good one. So there you have it. I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. I rarely give anything 10 out of 10. I don't even give that many movies 10 out of 10. But I'm giving this one 10 out of 10 because it's a really great series. As always, if you enjoyed this review, you want to see more, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter, Ragin Nation. And my name's Alex Yu. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Peace.